So these are our shelters. These are the little green roof shelters that we build for cycles. These ones are cycle shelters. You can see the locking bars. And we build bin shelters, and we've done them for sand pits and all sorts of things. It's basically a really sturdy steel structure that can be lifted complete to site. And then we clad it in. Obviously, there's 6 inches of soil on the roof, native plants, garden plants, and then we create habitat for invertebrates on the side. You can see these are the log gabions, so these are drilled for solitary bees, bird box, and then all these are set underneath the roof line so they keep dry. And so we drill small holes in these for the smaller solitary bees because they'll be happy in the shorter depth holes. And then for the bigger holes we use the bamboo canes, and we use this length so the bees get in through the side. If you can see, just down the side there, and that's masons and leaf cutters. So that gives us the longer length of tube for the bigger bees, which they prefer, and the shorter holes, smaller holes in the shorter logs. And then we also use sheep's wool. So this is a panel of sheep's wool. The birds love this. And in fact, you can just about see at the base there, they're already pulling this out while we're actually building it. So that's the edge panels, the habitat panels. And we'll have a little look up on the roof. So here we are on the roof, and these two shelters are going to a client that wants more of a garden feel. So we're working with Dave at Beth Chatto to trial some of the dry garden plants in combination with an overseed of native wildflowers. And it'd be really interesting to see how this works, and we're going to monitor what plants work and what don't. But it's not just a plant thing on the roof. We're really interested in creating habitat wherever we can. So this is a pile of sand, Thanet sand, which the solitary bees absolutely love to ground. The ground nesting solitary bees love this to nest in. And then we've got a pile of logs that's going to be dry. So there'll be invertebrates that like dry, rotting timber. And then we bury some logs up here. So that's going to stay damp. So that's the majority. So there's habitat and plants. So it's not just a food source that the invertebrates need. Obviously they need a breeding space, and that's often what's lacking. So that's the roof. These ones are clad with larch, and as I was saying earlier, we fit locking bars. So the bikes lock to these locking bars, and these are fitted already into the shelter, into the structure of the shelter. So when they arrive on site, there's no need for Sheffield stands. So these make the thing complete. So all there is to do when you arrive on site is to bolt down through these little bolt holes. We also ballast the base of the shelter slightly with crushed brick and concrete gabions. And again, that will give habitat for spiders and various other invertebrates, and just finishes off the base. And the last thing we do is to fix on an interpretation panel. So this just gives an idea for people to understand what's going on and what we're trying to do, and hopefully to take these ideas back to their house maybe, and to their business and to their public space even better. So that's our shelters.